Whether you're craving something savory or just keeping things plant powered, these lettuce wraps are the answer. And today, we're not making just one, but two different kinds of delicious wraps. One is going to be with seasoned chicken, and the other flavorful tofu. They're going to be fresh, healthy, and absolutely crave worthy. Welcome back to Ebony Ivy Thyme with Leona, where we're making kitchen magic right here in our kitchen. Now, whether you're feeding meat lovers or plant lovers, these wraps are simple, affordable, and flavorful, and they're going to keep everyone happy. So let's jump right in. I'm starting the first half of tonight's dinner with ground chicken breast. Now, if you want to save time, you could certainly use cooked chicken like rotisserie chicken or some leftover grilled chicken that you may have in the refrigerator, but you use what you've got. Now, I'm going to add some minced garlic, some onion, and of course, we've got to get in those Asian flavors with soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, hoisin, sesame oil, and of course, we're going to give it all a good mix. Now, the trick to this is that part of this dinner is going to be for the big guy, and he can have the chicken. But then what am I going to do, because I'm the one that's plant based? So I'm going to show you how to use the tofu, and we're going to treat the tofu just like it's chicken. And we're going to make our own tofu lettuce wraps as well. So I won't feel left out. Now, we're going to, once this is all cooked and it's nice and savory and a little crispy, then we're going to add in some additional things that will be just perfect. And we're going to layer them onto some delicious, crisp, good old lettuce and have wonderful lettuce wraps for dinner. Now, let's switch things up with a plant-based version. I'm using extra firm tofu, and I'm going to need to drain it and crumble it. And then we're going to mix it in the container. We're going to use the same ingredients, the minced garlic, the onion, the soy sauce, the rice wine vinegar, hoisin, sesame oil, and we're going to mix all of that together. Now remember, we had to smell to make sure that it had the flavor profile, or I guess the nose profile that you would expect from an Asian dish. And if there's anything that you think that you're missing in that fragrance, then you need to add that. But you don't want to go overboard, because once it cooks, those flavors are going to concentrate just a bit. Now, You might even decide that in this plant base that you want to add mushrooms, some chopped mushrooms, just to give it a little extra depth of flavor. Now, I'm going to add a bit of what's called mushroom unami, which is a product that I buy at Trader Joe's. And it's going to give that mushroomy flavor, even though the mushrooms are not going to be there. Now, the one thing that I can tell you that I forgot, and not so much forgot, I actually just didn't have it, were water chestnuts, because that would have added a little extra crunch. But I didn't have it, and I was not about to stop and go to the store just for water chestnuts. But if you're shopping, then please make sure that you pick up those water chestnuts and chop them up and add them into each the chicken wrap as well as your tofu wrap so that they will have nice crunch. Now we're going to season the tofu just like we did the chicken. We're going to treat them both exactly the same. Now, you know that I am a proponent of meal prepping, and this is certainly something that you could prep a day or two in advance and have these already in the containers in your refrigerator nice and cold. And then that way, the day that you're actually going to prepare them, you'll just need to take them out for about 10 to 15 minutes and get them ready for the stove and into the skillets and ready to cook. Now, what we're going to do is that because we're doing it this the same day, I'm going to place both of these containers into the refrigerator, give them about 2 hours, and then we'll be ready to cook. Now let's go to the stove. I'm adding just a little bit of avocado oil into 2 skillets. Once my skillets are nice and hot, then we're going to start the cooking process. Now I'm starting with the chicken mixture first and placing it into the skillet. I'm going to continue to work with it and chop it up. I'm also going to put the tofu in because I want to be able to cook the chicken well as the tofu. They'll cook just a little differently, but they're both going to develop a nice, almost semi-crispy texture because you want a good feel in your mouth. And later we'll add some fresh carrots to it. And if we had those water chestnuts, we would put those in also. While our chicken is cooking, and certainly you want to make sure that your chicken is well cooked, then you also want to add some green onions as well as your carrots. And I waited until the chicken was well cooked and then added the carrots because I want them to keep kind of a nice crispy texture. And then we'll go over to the tofu. And I'm looking at it, but I want a certain color. And so, because of that, I'm going to add a little extra hoisin to it. And you kind of have to work with tofu because remember, tofu has no real flavor. You must add the flavor that you want. So be sure to use your nose and your eyes as a good indicator as to what you want your mixture to look like. I want my tofu mixture to look just like that chicken. So because of that, I've got to add a little extra seasoning to it. There is a particular restaurant that I go to, and when I get there, I want lettuce wraps if I don't have anything else. And I keep working with these because I want them to not only taste just like them, I want them to taste even better. So, my chicken lettuce wrap smells and looks like what I think it should, as well as the tofu mixture taste because I have tasted it and it's ready to go. Now, if you like seeing both regular, traditional American diet food as well as plant based food, those are the kind of things that I'm preparing right here in the kitchen because I have a mixed family. So I have some who like one thing and then I like the other. So that's what we're doing in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. And I invite you to come here every week. Same time, same station. So I hope you will try these lettuce wraps and see what your family has to say. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon.